So you got the configuration email, and it's time to lock in your Ocean order. But the landscape has changed a lot in the last few months. And now the price war has begun, just 2 months after Fisker decided to let the world know that if you don't have $55,000, you're probably not going to get adaptive cruise. Want that and premium connectivity? Now we're talking $60,000. Add heated seats and you might as well have gotten an Extreme or an Ocean One. And I don't even want to get into the colors and wheels. But you're one of the early people and you committed to an Ultra or a Sport because of the tax credit thing. Thinking that, you know, this option would be $1,000 here, $1,000 there. And I keep seeing this in the comments. I just ordered Model Y and will likely cancel Fisker unless they cut the price drastically. There are so many questions about this Ocean EV. Pulled the trigger on a Y a few weeks back when the price dropped $13,000. Pulled the trigger on the big discount Tesla Model Y had in January. Also, no real humans have driven this vehicle. So, did Tesla kill the Fisker Ocean with a price war? Did the Ocean kill itself with outrageous upgrade costs? And is the Fisker Ocean still the right choice? And how does this affect your place in line? Let's get into it. Where are we in the Fisker Ocean order process? Right now, the earliest international reservation holders are getting the opportunity to configure their Extreme trims. If you converted to a deposit in the US, your invitation to configure has gone out. You most likely need a desktop browser to configure it, and it's been buggy lately, most likely due to high traffic, so patience is a useful tool to take with you. When will I be able to order my Ultra or Sport? Ultra and Sport orders outside the US could be coming soon for early reservation holders, but won't be delivered until Q3 2023 at the earliest. If you reserved a Fisker Ocean in the last 2 years and you don't want an Extreme, it could be as late as Q3 of this year before you're asked to configure, or even later. How much did the Tesla price drop affect my place in line? Probably not much, even though, based on my survey, there were a significant amount of folks who chose to buy a Tesla when they dropped the price in January. But those folks most likely kept their Ocean reservation and used this strategy here. We're going to configure our Ocean, purchase it, we have our Model Y as well. We're going to drive both for about a month and sell the one we like the least. What's up with the packages? Fisker Intelligent Pilot enables adaptive cruise control, among other things. You don't get it unless you buy this $5,900 option. That's right, you want adaptive cruise, you must purchase the Fisker Intelligent Pilot option. I have a whole video on it, link in the description. The Ultimate package, you get a rotating screen and the ability to surf the web, stream video, enable valet mode, set a seat memory, and also rain sensing wipers. You don't get any of these features without this $5,900 option. Can the solar roof be added to any other trim other than the Extreme or the One? No. Performance package. You want that advertised 0 to 60 time? You'll need the performance package. And from the information available so far, this acceleration has to be enabled and is only available for a limited time. That's how the Ocean gets 0 to 60 under 4 seconds and has 350 miles of range. You actually have to ask the Ocean's permission to drive it extra fast. The Winter package is the only way to get heated seats, also remotely controlled climate features, and to be able to warm the Ocean's battery. Also, there are no cooled seats. When can we buy each package? The packages are listed as over-the-air upgrades, so you can buy them after your Ocean is delivered. However, there may or may not be taxes on them, and we have proof. Luckily, Fisker isn't the only company to offer over-the-air upgrades, so we can make use of some Tesla owners' experiences to make some guesses here. If the upgrade is strictly software controlled, then there's likely no tax. If the upgrade also enables hardware, like the Winter package, the Ultimate package, and the Intelligent Pilot package, depending on the state you live in, there could be taxes incurred when making the upgrade. In other words, don't assume your upgrades will be tax-free if you wait until after your purchase to make the upgrade. How about the tax credit? There's no tax credit for the Fisker Ocean in the US, except for those who have already been invited to configure. The other exception, the Fisker Ocean One. All of those folks made a deposit early enough to qualify for the previous version of the tax credit before the Inflation Reduction Act. When do you get the credit? First of all, it's not a point of sale rebate. If you are one of those in the US that I mentioned earlier, your tax credit is not deducted at the point of sale. It is a refundable credit based on your tax liability, and I know that's a mouthful. Your tax liability can be reduced up to $7,500. If your tax liability is $5,700 for that year, then your credit is $5,700. If you did not incur tax liability during the year that you purchased the Ocean, there is no tax credit, so keep that in mind. Is the Ocean more expensive than a Model Y? Depending on the options you select, you can get one that's cheaper or more expensive. If you want an all-wheel drive Fisker Ocean with all the options that come with the Model Y standard, that Ocean costs more than a Model Y. A base all-wheel drive Ocean, however, is cheaper than a base model all-wheel drive Model Y. If you configure your Ocean and you get this screen that says congratulations, you will owe an additional $750 before you lock in your configuration, but that's not right now. They will ask you to put this additional $750 down at a later time. What about the lease? The lease is not an option at this time. Plain and simple. I reserved an Ocean and I've decided, now that I've looked at it more closely, that it's not for me. What do I get? If you're still looking for a cool car, here's what you should get. The Ioniq 5 and EV6, as well as the Genesis GV60, are excellent road trip cars. They charge quickly, they have battery preconditioning as of this year, and they have plenty of room and they're comfortable inside. They're also very similar ergonomically to any gas car you might grab. If you're looking strictly for an American electric vehicle, the Blazer EV and the Equinox EV are definitely options you can select. I like the price of the Equinox, I like the looks of the Blazer. If you're looking for the most exclusive outside of the Fisker Ocean, but in that same price range, the Cadillac Lyriq is very hard to find for sale. But if you can get one, it will be just as cool as the Ocean to those that know EVs. The dark horse is the Nissan Ariya. I thought this vehicle was a real blah choice until I sat in one. It's comfortable, spacious, easy to see out of, and ergonomically appointed. And it looks great in black, especially. You've decided the EV game is up, and you want one right now, and it's gotta be cool. Grab a Mustang Mach-E. If you can find one for sale, they are super cool, and they're very nice inside. If you've decided the Ocean is not for you, and you're looking for the best overall electric competition, it's a Tesla Model Y. I've got a complete buyer's guide. Check out the link in the description. What about the matte paint? Here's some basic info on matte paint. If this sounds like a crazy amount of work, the matte paint is not for you. Here are things you can and mostly can't do with matte paint. Do not store outside. Remove bird droppings and oil immediately. But when you remove them, do not use high pressure sprayers. Do not auto wash. Do not rub the paint. You heard me right. Don't rub the paint. It's a textured surface, and the more you rub it, the less matte it will look. Do not allow dirt to settle in the paint. Do not wax. Do not polish. And make sure you store under a car cover whenever possible. Yes, even if it's indoors. If that sounds like an insane amount of maintenance, it is. And if an insane amount of maintenance is not the way you take care of your car right now, do not elect for the matte paint. You'll be very disappointed very quickly. What do you need to use the power bank option? You'll need additional hardware, additional installation, and potentially additional upgrades to the panel and electrical service at your residence. This could range from a few $100s to thousands of dollars, depending on where you live in your local codes and the state of the electrical system currently powering your house. Ford's system is the best available example. If you want more information, I would start there, link in the description. How fast is the wall box charger on the Fisker store? If you Google wall box charger, it says they go from 11 to 22 kilowatts. Well, this one's rated for 11. How do I know? It says on the Fisker website the capacity is 16 to 40 amps. 40 amps is the max, so your hardware needs to be 50 amps at least to provide a buffer when installed. Service to a 50 amp breaker is 240 volts, and your charge is in kilowatts, which is amps times volts divided by 1000. If the wall box has a 40 amp max with a 240 volt output, that's 9.6 kilowatts. So look for that kind of speed when you use it. For comparison, a standard outlet will give you just over 1 kilowatt, and a DC fast charger will give you somewhere between 100 and 250 kilowatts. If 175 kilowatts gets the Ocean 10 to 80% in 30 minutes, then the wall box charger will charge your Ocean from 10 to 80% in somewhere around 10 hours. I was asked, why am I getting an Ocean? The supercharger network is currently being opened to other vehicles. It's a rare car. I like the design. It's an EV startup, and the more EV competitions out there, the better the consumer chances of getting a competitive offering at a low price from any given brand. Let me know your reasons in the comments. This is a Fisker Ocean channel, but I cover other EVs, and I would love to do some more comparisons. Let me know which vehicle you want me to compare to the Ocean next. Also, subscribe for more. Plenty coming. We'll see you on the next one.
Smash the like button.
Thank you.